What is up, guys? It's your boy Rick Kakis, and today we are going to be showcasing a group of weapons that will absolutely skyrocket in value in only a couple of days when Act 3 of Episode Heresy launches within Destiny 2. And this is a crazy one, because this gun type could go from not seeing a ton of play to being like the most used weapon type in the entire game overnight. So it's time to check your vaults, craft some weapons, get these weapons if you can, because they could be meta very soon. And so let's get started. Now, the weapon type in question is going to be rocket launchers. Now, you might be thinking, what is this guy talking about, right? Why will rocket launchers suddenly, as soon as Act 3 launches, become potentially super meta? Well, that is because of the brand new row of seasonal artifact perks that we are getting with Act 3. There's 3 of them specifically that are going to massively improve rocket launchers. So, the first one is just unstoppable rocket launchers. So now rocket launchers can deal with a champion type. Pretty useful if you're doing any activity with champions in them, like a Nightfall. But most importantly, guys, we have in column 3, perpetual destruction. Rapid final blows with non-exotic rocket launchers refund ammo and increase reload speed for a short duration. This is bonkers. So I shoot my rocket launcher into a group of enemies. It does what rocket launchers do and kills that group of enemies. And now that is rapid final blows. Boom, I refund my rocket launcher shot. We don't know specifically how exactly this perk will work. Will it be, on a timer? So if you get 1 kill with 1 rocket and then, a double kill with your second rocket, will that then refund one of those rounds? Like, we're gonna have to wait and see specifically, but I mean, just the wording of this perk has the potential to just completely alter the meta, because why wouldn't you now use rocket launchers for literally every activity in the game? Because you can add clear with rocket launchers. Every time you see a group of enemies spawning, that's 1 rocket and that's 1 rocket refunded, right? So again, the potential here is crazy. And there's one more new seasonal artifact perk that's going to help them, and that is gold from lead. Picking up special ammo has the chance to grant heavy ammo. So obviously, this is going to benefit every single heavy weapon in Destiny 2, but specifically if you are using rockets, and again, they're getting refunded half the time because of perpetual destruction, having gold from lead also is just like another way to guarantee you always have ammo for your rocket launcher. But moving on from there, let's take a look at some specific rocket launchers I think you really want to have in your arsenal. First and foremost, guys, it has gotta be the Gjallarhorn exotic rocket launcher. Now, some of you guys might be scratching your heads going, wait a minute, you only get your ammo refunded if you're using a non-exotic rocket launcher. And that is true. Perpetual destruction will not give you Gjallarhorn rounds back. However, the Gjallarhorn itself also buffs non-exotic rocket launchers with Pack Hunter. And if I'm envisioning how like a rocket-oriented team is going to function in something like a Grandmaster Nightfall, I'm gonna want someone using the Gjallarhorn, because those wolf pack rounds that the Gjallarhorn adds to everyone else's legendary rocket launchers, well, oh my goodness, it's so much easier to get multi-kills when you've got those wolf pack rounds. And I would assume wolf pack rounds getting kills will count as kills with your rocket launchers, right? So again, like, one Gjallarhorn user will make the other members of your fire team so much more deadly with their legendary rocket launchers, and so much more likely to get perpetual destruction to trigger and refund their ammo. So again, the Gjallarhorn's value is going to skyrocket, guys. Now, as for what legendary rocket launcher you want to be using, well, the meta could shape itself around our first example here, the Hezen Vengeance. So, this is dropping from the Vault of Glass raid. It is craftable. It's an aggressive frame with the wombo combo of Sympathetic Arsenal plus Bait and Switch. So, shoot an enemy with all of your weapons, you instantly reload this weapon and also give it a massive damage boost, and it has the absurd Time Lost magazine origin trait where if you use your super, it will double your magazine size for a significant portion of time. So this is like the best DPS rocket launcher in the entire game right now. So it seems like a no-brainer to use in Act 3, however, the problem is that this is an extremely boss DPS-oriented god roll, and if you're trying to use it to clear out ads and take advantage of the refunding ammo, it might not be the best. Like, am I really going to be activating Bait and Switch and Sympathetic Arsenal against groups of red bars in the activity I'm doing? You know, maybe not, right? So even though this is nuts against more powerful enemies and bosses that you encounter, it might not be the best in triggering that perpetual destruction perk. So what actually might start to become better is stuff like this Crux Termination. So this was very meta a few seasons ago, and it can get the role of reconstruction, so a more consistent way to double the magazine size, and it'll do it while stowed. Plus, you also have explosive light for that damage increase. Now, this might be a lot more practical to use, you know, for the rest of the Grandmaster before you get to the boss. Obviously, when you get to the boss, the Hezen Vengeance will be better, but like just consistently getting that double magazine size while it's stowed, and then also getting the damage boost from explosive light, and you can really easily spawn orbs of power in the game. This just might be a better way to guarantee those perpetual destruction triggers and constantly refund your ammo. So we might see the meta shift towards stuff like this. Now, another great example of something that might get a lot better because you're trying to trigger perpetual destruction is something like this crowning Duologue. Importantly, this is precision frame, so it automatically comes with tracking. So if you're standing in the back of the map in a Grandmaster, like how incredible would it be to just rain down rocket launcher shots from complete safety, decimating ads and getting all of your rocket launcher shots back? I mean, like, that is the dream, and for that example, obviously having a tracking rocket launcher is going to help massively. It's just going to help with ease of use, and because it's built into the frame, it's not taking up a main perk, so we actually still have reconstruction for that double magazine size. And doubling the magazine size, guys, really important, because obviously shooting 2 rounds back to back is just way more likely to get you that rapid kills you're needed to trigger the ammo refund. And then you also still have Bait and Switch for boss DPS. Now, another important factor is that this is Strand, so in the seasonal artifact perk, it can get access to unraveling rounds as well as Horde Shuttle for just that extra punch of killing potential. Now, another example of this type of thing that a lot more people, I would say, probably have is the Faith Keeper. This is a craftable rocket launcher from Episode Echoes, and it's also a precision frame, so built-in tracking, and this can get the role of Clown Cartridge to again double the magazine size. That's what we want. And then you also have Explosive Light, which again could be a more consistent way to get those damage increased rounds than Bait and Switch if you're fighting ads. Additionally, just like Strand, Void is a featured damage type this season, so you have stuff like Volatile Marksman, which can trigger with Rapid Final Blows, obviously going to be easy to do, plus Maligned Harvest for weakening blasts, plus Void Flux as well if you want it. But yet another example of a specific archetype that's getting a lot better is the high impact frames, and we see that here with the Tomorrow's Answer, which is the current Trials of Osiris rocket launcher. So normally you don't want a ton of blast radius because it can actually take away from your specific target DPS, but if the goal is to get rapid kills, I now suddenly want the biggest blast radius I can possibly get. I mean, my Tomorrow's Answer here has 100 out of 100 blast radius, right? So again, like, shooting this into a group of ads, that is way more likely to get you that multi-kill and therefore refund your ammo. The role here of Sympathetic plus Explosive Light is pretty darn good. Again, like Bait and Switch, Explosive Light, that's really going to depend on the ease of use of these weapons and how exactly they're used and how exactly easy it is to refund your ammo, right? Like, it's really going to, I think, potentially make some rocket launchers that weren't so good suddenly incredible because they trigger that ammo refund so much easier. Speaking of, a big debate, a big question mark with this new meta is going to be specifically specifically, I have a high impact frame here, the Semico edition, the perk Bipod. So this will instantly double your magazine size every single time. You don't have to do anything funky, but it lowers damage. So if it turns out that the perk is extremely lenient and you can just get like a double kill and refund your ammo, then suddenly Bipod rocket launchers are looking insane because they give you just so much more ammo, right? Like they literally double your said reserves. So suddenly you have way more shots to shoot, and those are being refunded now. And also, technically, if you refund one round, Bipod turns that one round into 2 shots. So now you have 2 rocket launcher shots that just need to refund that single round, right? So that, again, is a huge point in Bipod's favor, but again, it all depends on how easy it is to get multi-kills with Bipod. So this is really, really a perk to watch out for, one that could be insane in Act 3. Now, another example I want to show off here is an oldie but a goodie. You might need to dig through the vault for this. It's the Braytech Osprey, another high impact frame here, and because it's an adept version, if you got it from the Nightfall like Grandmaster, you can actually put on adept blast radius, because again, we want the biggest blast radius we can to get those multi-kills. And hey, I got the role here of Envious Assassin or Keep Away for the reload, and then again Bipod. And specifically, hey, because I now have unstopped rocket launcher rounds, stunning recovery as an origin trait got a lot better as well. So again, this is one to dig out of the vault. So really interesting development to the meta. Rocket launchers as a whole, every single rocket launcher in the game is getting massively better, and it could just end up being that these crazy like Bipod rolls, and especially like Bipod plus reconstruction or clown cartridge or whatever, so you have like 3 or 4 rounds of Bipod, those could absolutely pop off in this new meta. Or it's just going to be everyone using the classic DPS Hezen Vengeance rolls because it's easy enough to get that ammo refunded with a normal shot without anything crazy. Guys, that is going to be it for the video. Hope you enjoyed and found this informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That is linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.